Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. 16 years ago, on a cold February night, I was lying in the snow, feeling devastated, deeply disappointed. My jump from my second-story bedroom window hadn't yielded the outcome that I was most hoping for. 10 years ago, I won a scholarship to study neuroscience and psychology at Oberlin, one of the top 25 schools in the US. Throughout my life, I have been blessed to meet countless women just like you, who lack nothing other than the perspective to see their own brilliance. And it's during this time that I discovered that there are 3 core problems that these women face, we all face. These problems are that of having a fixed mindset, experiencing impact bias, and not asking quality questions. The more we think thoughts, the faster we think them, and the more easily we think them. Imagine that you hop in a cab, and before you even say where you're going, cab driver says, I can take the shortcut or the long way, which would you prefer? Of course you're going to say, shortcut, right? Short way. You haven't actually considered where they both go. What's the point of getting somewhere faster if it isn't somewhere that you actually want to be? Now, if that high-speed highway is, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, life is meaningless, let's just kill myself. Whatever that high-speed highway is that you've built in your brain, those thoughts that you repeatedly think, if you want a different outcome, you have no choice but to push back and create a new road. And through the process, through building that new road, what will happen is that will become a high-speed highway. And the other one will corrode away and become bush because the brain recycles resources. That's basically the way it works. So a fixed mindset is in direct contrast to what all the science shows about neuroplasticity and our brain's ability to rewire themselves. Also, when you overcome the problem of having a fixed mindset, you'll see that you have complete power to change anything in your life, anything at all. I often get asked, is it possible to have a fixed mindset in certain areas and a growth mindset in others? And absolutely that's the case. Some of you may have a fixed mindset in terms of earning potential. I could never make $1 million. Whereas you'd have a growth mindset in terms of physical fitness, knowing that the more effort you put in, you can have that toned and trimmed body that you want. Impact bias, it's the assumption that external circumstances will have a much greater impact on our lives than they actually do. Now, obviously you can tell by my American accent that I'm no stranger to impact bias. I moved here thinking that when I move to Australia, then everything will be brilliant and magical and wonderful and, you know, same shit, different toilet. But if you want different outputs, you need different inputs, right? Internal creates external. Everything that we think humans naturally do are cultural things. Anything that can be learned can be relearned. If there's one key thing you take away from that, it is ask yourself every day, what do I believe to be true that isn't? What do I believe to be true that isn't? Things don't change. We change.